Welcome to the Community Festival Fund Grant Application Guide. This video will walk you through each section of the application form for medium and large festivals and explain what information is required to submit a complete application. This video will walk through how to complete the Community Festival Grant Application form for medium and large festivals. There are two different forms for the Community Festival funding. The medium and the large festivals is for funding from £4,001 to a maximum of £15,000. The other application is for the local and neighbourhood festivals, and the funding available is up to £1,000 for local festival and up to £4,000 for a neighbourhood festival, and there is a separate video for the local and neighbourhood applications. The applications are scored. Therefore, please ensure all relevant sections are completed fully. The scoring panel can only go on the information that is provided within your application, and council officers cannot explain what your group or organisation is or does to the panel. Late, incomplete or altered applications cannot be accepted, and all supporting documents must be included when submitting the application, or if we already have your most up-to-date documents, please indicate this in the tick box on page 9 of the application form. I will now talk through the medium and large festival application. It has 3 sections and the applicant must complete all the sections. Beginning with section 1. This first section is about your group or organisation and general details about your festival. Although this section is not scored, it is important to give us as much relevant detail as possible. When completing section 1, it is important to include the date and time that the group is planning to hold the festival, along with the address, including the postcode of where the festival will be held. We also ask for estimated figures of how many people you expect to attend the festival. If you have ran a similar festival in the past, you could base the figure on past numbers, or if it is the first time running the festival, look at your target audience and estimate the likely attendance. Section 2 of the application form concentrates on the core values of the Community Festival Grant and how it will affect the local community. There are 8 questions in this section. Please complete each question with as much detail as possible. I will go over each question briefly with what should be included. Question 2.1 is looking for information on how the Community Festival will achieve the aims and objectives of the funding as outlined on page 6 of the guidance notes. Please tell us about how you will foster Section 75 and good relations, and also at least one more of the aims and objectives. All festivals must promote community cohesion and social inclusion. Please outline how the festival will enable communities to celebrate and encourage cultural expression, whilst enhancing community relations and provide equality of opportunity and/or good relations. This question is weighted, which means it is scored out of 5 and then multiplied by 2. The reason for this is to reflect the importance of the question, but it is still aligned with the scoring matrix on page 7 of the guidance notes. Question 2.2 is asking for a description of the festival and its running theme. What will attendees experience? Also, please include a proposed festival programme. Question 2.3 is about the measures you will take regarding the safety and welfare of festival attendees. Tell us about the facilities at the festival location, the provision of toilets, seating and standing areas, food providers, ease and location of car parking, and anything else you will do at the festival to support the safety and welfare of all attendees, ensuring that all Section 75 groups are able to attend the festival. We will need to see the risk assessment 4 weeks prior to the festival. The Community Events Toolkit is available, and this can be found on the Council website or via the link on page 9 of the guidance notes. Question 2.4 asks for estimated numbers of attendees at the festival. Tell us how you arrived at this figure, for example, You could refer to last year's attendance or a similar event, or from previous ticket sales or clicker counts. Question 2.5. Council encourages festival organisers to implement sustainable practices and encourage attendees to do the same. For example, consider waste and recycling, use of biodegradable products, consider travel to and from the festival. This question asks the applicant to detail the sustainability measures being considered. Question 2.6 is the finance part of the application. In the guidance notes on page 10, the eligible and ineligible costs are outlined, so please refer to this when completing this section. Question 2.6 has 3 tables to be completed and also question 2.6d to be answered. Firstly, please tell us the total cost of your community festival in the box provided. Then you can move on to the 3 tables. Table 2.6a is asking for the itemised costs being applied for, and for this question, can you add more rows if required? Table 2.6b is for contributions in kind. So, any service or goods provided as a non-cash contribution, for example, donated equipment, volunteer time, or the use of a hall or space. Table 2.6c is to record funding grants or income from other funders or through ticket sales. In question 2.6d, you are asked to explain how you will achieve value for money, for example, from donations or sponsorship, and also what volunteering opportunities will be available. Question 2.6d is about how you will achieve value for money and is a weighted question, so it is scored out of 5 and then multiplied by 2. Please refer to pages 11 and 12 of the guidance notes for the finance section. Questions 2.7 and 2.8 are about how you will market and advertise the festival. Tell us about how you intend to publicise and advertise your community festival. For example, flyers, posters, newspaper advert, e-zines, church newsletters, or on social media. Also, please tell us how you plan to acknowledge the Council and DFC logos. Question 2.8 asks the applicant to complete a table on page 8 of the application with the advertising and marketing information, the reach and any costs. Section 3 includes the government funding database information that all applicants must complete. The Community Festival Fund is jointly funded by Council and the Department for Communities. If your group is registered and the details are on the government funding database, please include your unique reference number. If your group is not yet registered, please note that if you are successful in your application for funding, the group will be required to register on the government funding database to receive any monies, and we can help you to do this. There are several essential documents which must be submitted with your application form. Without these documents, your application cannot be scored, and these must be the most recent and up-to-date versions. If you have already submitted these documents to us in the last 6 months and there has been no changes, we do not need them to be submitted again. But please indicate this in the boxes provided on page 9 of the application. Other documents we will require but are not held on the GFD are your child protection policy and the public liability insurance that will cover the festival. Section 3 also includes equality of opportunity and Section 75 freedom of information and data protection statements, and you are asked to tick the box on page 11 of the application to confirm you have read this information. Then the final part is to then complete the fundraising declaration and for 2 committee members to complete, sign and date the information declaration, also on page 11. When your form is complete and ready to be submitted, please save your form as a PDF, as this will ensure that the application cannot be altered if emailed. We also advise password protecting, and we can forward your instructions on how to do this via email. The application and documents can be emailed to communitygrants@ardsandnorthdown.gov.uk, or alternatively either posted or hand-delivered to Community Development Grants Coordinator, Ards and North Down Borough Council, Signal Centre, 2 Innotech Drive, Blue Road, Bangor, BT197PD. Your completed application form and any essential documents need to be submitted by the advertised date of closure, and unfortunately applications received after this deadline will not be accepted.